everybody for coming to Ilsley Public Library's first ever most well-read dog in Middlebury. Dog days of summer are almost to an end, although we all know it's still going to be 90 degrees in September. And I think we had about 12 or 15 entries.
That's right.
We had a good round of voting. My lovely assistant, TM, counted up the votes, and the most well-read dog in Middlebury is Dr. Oh, hooray!
All right.
As well as the crown, he has earned a tag so that if ever he runs away, everybody will know he's the most well-read dog in Middlebury. And it says Ilsley Public Library on the back side.
Thank you.
So thanks everybody who sent in your entry. Thank you so much everybody who came to the parade. We're happy to have Tela, the dog mayor, with us. Can you speak a little bit about all the good work Tela's been doing for dogs in our community? I know you've got a lot of stuff that you were sharing earlier.
Tela's been going to plenty of events. She's spreading the word about getting dogs out and getting them out of staying out of hot cars and going to the dog park and being a good girl at the dog park, good girl and boy, right? And just basically staying wet and keeping cool in these, hot days. Hey.
I know.
We'll be at Wolfstock.
Yes.
September 6th.
September
So
6th, Woodstock.
signed up for that and all those things. And then we have some other stuff.
It's also Tela's birthday.
Oh, yay, Tela! And how old will Tela be?
She'll be 4.
Excellent.
Plenty more down the pipes too. We got a really busy fall.
That's so great.
Yep.
Okay, so because this is our first time, and who knew how many of you were going to show up?
Quite a few.
The dog, and a great turnout. The dog parade route is a little willy-nilly. Anybody who knows me knows that's the way I roll. So we're going to start. We're going to go this way. We're going to go around the green, and we're going to end by walking through the dog market. Okay?
All right. Your hat.
Got her in the middle.
She's chilling out.
All right. Right here, T. Good job, everybody.
We got a couple of stragglers coming. They're deep down. So we're going to make our way. I had advertised at 11, but it's early. I'm not going to make everybody wait. We're going to make our way over across the street to the library where there's going to be Storytime for dogs. I have 3 books written by dogs to give their fellow canines advice on how to manage their humans. So if that's at all interesting to you, we'll probably start that in about 10 or 15 minutes in the library. Thanks again, Tela, for coming to our event. Thank you. Just come love me. So if your little boy's looking for some puppy love, this is the one to get for her.
My job is to distract the dog.
That's right. Oh, good, good. All right.
To make it tighter.
We are going to start with Walking Your Human.
Come over here behind me.
This book is written by Liz Ledden, and the fantastic illustrations are done by Gabrielle Petruso. Walking Your Human. Here we go. If you see your human relaxing, don't be fooled. They're waiting to be walked. Come on in, Sully, get some puppy love. Sometimes they'll need a bit of encouragement. Do you think that's a bit of encouragement or a lot? A lot. And don't forget to surprise them. Humans love surprises. They also love to run. It's good for them. There we go. There we go. And don't forget to stop for a drink. There they are in the drink. Penny, you're just the worst story time person. Oh, and let them explore. I love this little basset hound. Oh, they're so sweet. Yes, dragging their ears. Come on over, Saffron. Sometimes your human will need protecting from the vicious pigeons. They will always be grateful. When your human gets distracted, be sure to keep them moving. No smooching, Sully. And it's important that they don't overheat. Don't you love it? People say that your dog that you get looks like the humans get dogs that look like them. And that is certainly true of this team. Hi, sweetheart. Let them see your talents like fetching, digging, and burying. They're sure to be impressed. Can you tell me what that dog buried?
Keys, a phone, a cell phone.
A diamond. Diamond. If you see a camera, strike a pose. It's all about making memories. Stop to show them a beautiful view. And if you're lucky enough to get a present, be sure to share. Audie says, don't stop, Haley. When it's time to head home, be firm with your humans. They don't always know when enough is enough. Do you know anything about that, Sully? Knowing when enough is enough?
We're learning that.
After the walk, your human might play hide and seek. When you find them, don't let them run away. Teach your human how important it is to relax. You can't walk them all the time. What'd you guys think? Does that remind you of any of your dogs? All right. We don't have to go through all of them, but you do all have to listen to this one because it's lovely. Madeline Finn and the Library Dog. This is written by Lisa Papp.
What's the illustration?
Lisa Papp, apparently. I do not like to read. Not books, not magazines, not even the menu on the ice cream truck. And I especially do not like to read out loud. Keep trying, Madeline Finn, my teacher says. But sometimes I can't figure out the words. Sometimes the sentences get stuck in my mouth like peanut butter. Sometimes people giggle when I make a mistake. And I never get a star sticker from my teacher, not even a smiley face. Instead, I get a heart that says, keep trying. But I want the star. Stars are for good readers. Stars are for understanding words and saying them out loud. But I know what else they are for. Stars are for making wishes. So I make a wish for my very own star. I guess wishes take a while because I don't get my star on Monday or Tuesday. Keep trying, my teacher tells me on Wednesday. On Thursday, I say the frog's name wrong. It's Samuel. I try to get away with Sam, but it doesn't work. Friday is no better. On Saturday, my mom takes me to the library. Hello, Madeline Finn, Mrs. Dimple says. She's our librarian. I I don't like to read, I remind her, in case she forgot. Oh, I remember, she says. But today we have something special, something you might enjoy. Madeline Finn, would you like to read to a dog? Mrs. Dimple leads me over to a big white dog. This is Bonnie. Why don't you pick out a book and read to her? She is a great listener. Bonnie is beautiful. You can come sit down and listen. Like a big, snowy polar bear. Would you like to try? Mom asks. Yes, please, I say, but not very loud. At first, I'm nervous. I get the letters mixed up. The words don't sound right. But then I look at Bonnie, and she looks right into my eyes. She doesn't giggle. I feel better, and I try again. Halfway through, I get stuck on another word. Bonnie doesn't mind. She puts her big paws in my lap and lets me pet her until I figure it out. After that, Bonnie and I read together every Saturday. It's fun to read when you're not afraid of making mistakes. Bonnie teaches me that it's okay to slow down and to keep trying, just like my sticker says. I still don't have a star, but I can be patient, like Bonnie. Soon, it's almost time to read in class again, but when I go to the library, Bonnie isn't there. Neither is Mrs. Dimple. Would you like to wait for another dog? The other librarian asks. No, thank you, I say as politely as I can. Don't worry, Mom tells me later. Bonnie was just busy today. But what about school? I asked. You'll do fine, she says. Just pretend you're reading to Bonnie. On Monday morning, I am very nervous. Madeline Finn, would you like to read next? The teacher asks. Yes, please, I say, but still not in a very loud voice. The first sentence goes pretty well, then I mess up on a word, and then another, and I hear someone giggle. But then I think about Bonnie. I take a deep breath and pretend she's right next to me. Next thing I know, I'm at the bottom of the page. I look at my teacher and she has a big smile on her face. I did it! I got my star. On Saturday, we go to the library again. Mrs. Dimple is back. I got my star, I tell her. I want to give it to Bonnie. Well done, Madeline Finn, she says. I think Bonnie might have a surprise for you, too. Madeline Finn, would you like to read to Bonnie and her puppies? I guess she was busy last week, you guys. Yes, please, I say, nice and loud.
That's a nice book.
Now I do have one more book, and it's especially for all of the dogs here. It's advice on being a dog with a family. The book is called The Trouble with Children According to Dog, and it's written by Katie Weaver, and it's illustrated by Canner Soilu. Here we go. The food is satisfactory, the walls are not too short, the house is mostly cozy, and my bed has back support. This life of mine is relatively lavish, I suppose, but something has me troubled that I really must disclose. Come on in and listen to the stories with the dogs. Families are overrated. Wait! Let me explain. The grown-ups are okay, I guess, but children? They're insane!
Belonging to human herd is every dog's dream. Yeah, possibly, if you enjoy the way small humans scream. Their shrieking is horrifying. Why on earth are they so loud? My barking is forbidden, but their yelling is allowed. They squeeze me till my eyeballs feel like they'll pop out. One thing I know for certain is these children must work out. Then on my back, they straddle me like I'm a tiny horse. I panic and I shake them off, which they don't like, of course. One time, they kicked my scrumptious meal, which splattered on the wall. They make me really cranky. I did not like it at all. And many times I found their dirty toys inside my bowl. It's obvious these little humans have no self-control. Look at poor little feel-good shaking like a leaf over there. And once those pesky troublemakers made me wear a dress, a pink one with blue polka dots. That dress did not impress. They even added shiny clips like 21 in my fur. In my opinion, incidents like this should not occur. Speaking of my fur, those kids just love to yank and pull. The youngest loves to grip and tug until both hands are full. I'm lucky that I don't resemble funny hairless cats. I know what you're thinking. Yes, those felines look like rats. Haley has to beg to differ. Oh man, the children saw me and they're headed right this way. I don't think I can take this torture even one more day. What do you think's gonna happen, Sully? Okay, so I may have judged it unfairly. They're less dreadful than I said. It turns out I'm a sucker for a good scratch on the head. All right, I'm just a softie, but I'm really not to blame. The youngest is the cutest when she sweetly says my name. Their cuddles can be tolerable, even kind of sweet. And boy, it feels so special every time I get a treat. Their belly rubs are magical. The kids, they know their stuff. Those little moments make up for the times they get too rough. Now snuggle tightly in their bed. I'm thankful for today. Yeah, sure, I could get used to that. I'll let the children stay. How to safely and lovingly interact with a dog. Don't play roughly with your pup. Do behave calmly with your pup. Do pay attention to your puppy's body language. Do not sit on your pup. Don't make loud noises around your pup. Do reward your pup's good behavior. Lots and lots and lots. Don't pull your pup's tail. Do pet your puppy gently. Don't wake your puppy up when they're napping. Do let your puppy smell your hand before you pet them. Don't hit or kick your pup. Do walk away if your pup gets frustrated. Don't bother your pup while they're eating. Do make sure your pup gets plenty of exercise. Don't forget, you are your pup's favorite human. The end. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
We're going to do it again next year, so start getting your dogs reading. Send me in your entries again. We'll do it again next August, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.